Oh, yay.
All right, welcome to the June meeting of the Pownal Parks and Recreation Committee. So the first thing on the agenda is to approve the agenda. I don't think I need to read it, but anyone would like to make a motion to approve the
I
agenda?
make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So next we'll talk about the updates at the Center Street Park. So Peter can chime in here with me because he has participated in fulfilling some of these. So if you haven't been there, there's one large skateboard ramp constructed, a smaller skateboard ramp constructed, and Peter has put out some cornhole sets there. There's also chalk, because I noticed there was a lot of work with chalk.
Yeah, one of the things I'd like to get is put in the shed there is a bunch of cardboard or sidewalk chalks
Oh,
of
absolutely.
different colors, and we can even do have an event competition and exhibit.
I think we should do, well, we're gonna talk about the picnic, right? I think that'd be a great thing to do at the picnic.
So we do have some things, ongoing at the park. I think we can purchase a few more things after we get the park cleaned up and going, some other activities, or that. But in case you haven't been there, there is some stuff going on there.
And stuff that that we have that I haven't put out yet is a tetherball, bocce. Glad Tristan's mowing, because what I want to do is lay out the bocce court, and take my mower down and just bring it down a level or two to make the grass a little
Mhm.
shorter and mark the court off. And horseshoes we haven't dealt with, and I've got some,
You
For
should
lack
do some
of a
digging for
better-
that, right?
lack of a better term, lawn darts. Remember jarts?
Yeah.
Well, these are the dull ones.
Stick in your toes.
No poking your eye out with these. Is that what we're- All right. So there is some stuff going on down there. Rebecca, you were gonna check about scraping the court. Remember I had,
So I asked Mike and he said that he would look into it, but I've not heard back from him. So, and I did deposit some teenagers there the other day and asked them to do some of it, but I doubt they did. So I will check back in with Mike tomorrow, or actually I'll
Okay.
do it right now before I forget. Because he said he would look into that.
Okay.
Scraping the court. Meaning,
clearing all those weeds.
oh, okay,
Remember we said it would be easier to scrape it off
on the far,
the far
Yes,
end,
yes,
clean the
yes,
court,
yep.
sorry.
Yep.
I just assumed.
'Cause I got out
everyone knew what I
there
was
and-
talking about.
I got out there and get in the grass,
Yeah.
cracked grass.
Yep. Items B and C and kind of go together, but that was supposed to be whole auger, not pole auger.
It's all right, I think we get it.
Under B, but it kind of goes together with the update on the library transforming communities items. So we need to install the grills. Peter's had the grills for over a month now. So we need, trying to see if anyone knows anyone that has a tractor with a hole auger so that we can make the holes to install the grills. And also,
Do you want me to ask that to Mike Gardner too while I'm texting this to him? Okay.
and
You'll have one.
for the libraries transforming communities grant, we're gonna put in that sunshade, and they're 6x6 posts, and we need 4 holes for that. So my husband was not willing to post hole dig those. He said, I'm too old for that now. So we either need to find someone, which I hope someone has a tractor with a hole auger, or we can rent one.
You should know who might have one. of
We have
those
an idea.
Yep, I guess we do.
Within distance.
For
Yes.
putting in grills and posts
For
for
the
the shade
shades.
feature.
Yeah,
Let me, I'll find out.
okay.
We can use the tractor for that. I'll operate it.
We'll have it.
Oh,
We're looking for whole order, if you, so should I take this out of this text then?
no, ask him to.
Okay, okay.
I don't think, we'll see what he says, but
Okay, and I think we have to dig safe before we dig the holes. Yes, it's the law, right? I keep telling my husband that. It's the
It's-
law.
it's the law.
It's
Liz
the
was just
law.
looking at look at that.
Yeah. What's I telling my husband?
Definitely do it.
What was the last thing? It was full auger,
Clear the court of the
clear the
weeds.
court, and was there something else?
Nope. That was it for now.
That's in my mind.
So, once we have that tentatively set up and we can get that done, we could schedule a date, to help install the grills. We will purchase the items for the shade, sail shade. And we will just need a couple of volunteers to help with that. But I think the first thing is to get the
Full auger.
whole auger, and then we can schedule a date for that. There's also some cleanup that has to take place down there, so we really need to remove the concrete for the tennis nets, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff, and pull that basketball thing out of there, and
That, that hoop is pretty popular at the moment.
okay, well, I will bring mine
Okay.
from my house down, and it's
Right.
mobile,
Oh, because it's not attached. Into the-
Right.
Right, I can never pull up her name, just down the street. Nope, not gonna happen.
which side of the street, where,
That's last house on the right.
oh,
Darlene,
okay,
she buttonholed me the other day about what's going on and all that. Wanted that hoop to remain. I said, I'll do what I can, but we're gonna try and replace it. So I will talk with her, make sure she's in the loop.
Yeah, keep her in the loop.
okay. So this way on the right, down there, or that way? Down that way, okay. Okay then.
So when we're figuring out the supplies for the shade, include cement for the grills, like the holes for those.
I don't
What's
know.
the best way to do it? Put it in bury a 5-gallon bucket, and fill it with.
My
I
husband,
just help them up. I just supported them with timber cores and put cement on them. Let it dry that way.
Okay.
Matt, my husband uses the kind of cement where you just throw it in the hole and add the water.
Yeah.
We can do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad you guys know this. stuff.
Yeah, so I
I
think
know.
he said that's the route to go.
I think it would be the easiest way to go.
Yeah, the easiest way to
Yep.
do that. So we'll make sure we'll include cement for the grills as well. Thanks for bringing that up, Brian.
I think I have some leftover cement. Don't I?
I don't know.
I don't know. I might have left. Let me look at my barn. I might have a couple bags
Okay.
of cement. You don't need much, right?
No, we do need
All
some,
right, never mind.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
because they're 6x6 posts, so it's a pretty big hole that you have to
Okay.
install. So, okay, so the next item is the shed. So at our meeting a couple times ago, Brian was nice enough to go down to the shed and come up with a list of some improvements. Since that time, we've had feedback from folks in Pownal that the condition of the shed really needs to be improved, is the feedback that we've received.
Can I ask you a question really quickly? I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Yep.
Mike is asking, post pounder, I think they have an auger. How big are the posts and are they wood or steel? Or wood?
Well,
grills
yours,
are
Mine are
his
steel.
are
Okay,
steel,
drills are steel.
wood is 6x6 posts.
Wood
An
posts.
8-inch full auger,
Okay,
roughly.
you're the expert.
I might know a thing.
Don't tell him.
Oh, they're all like
Don't, please just don't.
8-inch
Inch.
full, yeah, 8-inch full auger.
Full auger needed. Okay, sorry, thank you.
Okay,
So I was gonna look and see if I have vinyl siding somewhere. Do you know, have you seen that around my place? I think it's in the barn. I will look because it's left over from the siding. I might have enough for you guys to use on the shed.
mhm. So my husband had priced it out to completely like re-side it, but it's more than the money that we have in the
Yeah, I'm
budget.
sure it is.
And he says like the vinyl siding isn't the piece that's most expensive, it's all the J channel.
I think I
and
have some of that though. I'm gonna
you
look. I
know,
don't know if it's enough, but
like or whatever for that. So once, if you could let me know on that.
text my husband now.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. When I leave here, everything goes.
got it. We have somebody.
Yep, they're still in there. Jim Winchester.
So, once we have an update on that, we can schedule, or we can figure out what we want to do that. We want to do the shelving. But we need to figure out what we want to do with the rest. Also, what goes along with this, and I'm skipping around in the agenda a bit, but the Library Transforming Communities Grant. Rebecca and I met with Jen Ryan and we developed a plan for the grant monies. The library got the $3,000 that Jen came and spoke to us about. And one of the items that we agreed to was a bulletin board, like an outside bulletin board, and we're going to affix it to the back of the shed. So I was looking at a 4-foot by 3-foot outdoor bulletin board. But my husband said it also, the shed doesn't have any plywood or anything to affix anything to, so we're gonna need to buy
I'm
few
gonna,
sheets of plywood. He's pretty fast on that.
I
You
know.
what? Like,
It's
I,
good.
I know, I think I am gonna ask Tim to ask him not to do it in the evenings.
oh, I feel badly. So that's the next item. Once we figure out, Rebecca, if you have the siding or not,
Yeah.
we can make a plan on how we're going to improve the shed.
Is the bulletin board, what's the material? Any idea?
It is a cork
Cork
board.
board?
It is
Okay.
a cork board and it has 2 doors.
Oh, all right.
So it's like a weatherproof,
Yeah, nice.
weatherproof outdoor bulletin board.
Was there location of it still, or is that?
I don't know. That is, I know there was initially an issue with the location of it, but that seems to have rectified itself magically.
Yes.
So I haven't received any feedback.
It's
I
all
don't know if
good.
anyone else
On
has.
which part?
The location of the shed.
Oh,
currently.
who moved it? Do we know?
My guess is it was Nate. Got it over there with his skid steer.
Okay.
That's
That's where it
good.
should have gone. I
That's
mean,
good.
right, that's
I know, and I told
Good.
Nate that it's there because that was the place where we could offload it.
Right.
right.
So
It's all good.
all good with that. All right, moving on to skateboard ramps. So like I said, if you go down there, there's 2 right now. There's the larger half, I don't know what you call them. And
There's quarter pipe and a
little,
what's the little one called? You know, don't you?
I don't know,
Little one.
the little
It's a
fella.
bank of some kind, I think. Yeah.
The little fella. And so Cliff also emailed that he's going to do the return for the bigger one.
Yeah, another bank. yeah.
Another bank. And so I think
She just heard there's somebody donating steel rails. So there's gonna be some rails out there too.
nice. So I know he's just kind of working on that as they have time. So I get emails from him, he needs more materials or that. So he will fulfill all of that budget. That
Oh,
will,
definitely.
that
And he's
will
been
be-
getting a lot of donations.
yes, he has.
And just been tapping into that, just not even funneling it through the town, which is great, by the way. And I would like, I was telling someone earlier, I'd like to do a press release as soon as they're done. Because I mean, I know that like my kid has already been over there and a couple of his friends, and I think there's been some kids that have figured out that they're there and they've started going down. I think it's going to be quite popular.
And it's not really that visible either. There's this one break in the trees. along
No,
Route
yeah,
7.
yeah. But
So-
I think we're going to see it used.
Okay. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent news. So we'll keep up to date on that. So this rolls into the like quote town picnic in July and potentially, having the park ready to go for that.
And
For
I'm gonna
that
do a
event.
big press release and it'll be like a ribbon cutting on the skateboard ramps
Mhm.
and we can have some fun games and I'm sure the town, I know Angie's been pushing for this for ever since she got on the board, that she really, really wants that picnic back. I know the board will put money towards food. So we'll put that on the next agenda for the board.
Sure.
And we'll I'd say, let's set it for,
And. of
I
July
won't be
also.
here, but
Oh,
I'm coming back yeah. I
I'm
would say
just-
beginning of August or,
End of July.
The town picnic or the town
oh yeah.
fair.
Yeah, is that the end?
This is the last weekend
Yeah.
of July.
I'm just worried because our next meeting date isn't until July 13th.
We can get things done.
Okay. All right.
We can do a special meeting too. if we need to.
Sure.
Yeah. And if it's just planning, honestly, if we decide if we decide, okay, we're gonna support this and help do it based on whatever the select board decides, every communication we have about that is just scheduling. We don't need to warn a meeting to schedule things and to make those kinds of plans and just, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just, I'm not concerned. I'm saying we just need to be cognizant of
Yeah.
the volunteers to,
Right.
you know, like my husband will help with putting up the shade sail and getting that set and concrete and stuff, but vacations are coming up.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
it's
I
just
know,
a
it's I'm
busy,
gone in
Everybody's
July, yeah.
Pretty busy right
it's
now.
a busy time.
Maybe this is something, just to be really realistic about it. I could put out a press release for the skate park portion of it, but maybe it's like well, right before we go back to school kind of event this year. And that way we really have time to make sure all of our ducks are in a row. It's not conflicting with other things. It's kind of a way to say like a goodbye summer kind of.
Yeah.
Just as a thought, just
Mhm.
put it in
Yeah.
August where there really aren't conflicts. It gives us more time to organize everything.
Oh, the fundraiser is in August. That's the only
Oh,
other.
that's right.
So, anyway, we can chat about that more. It's not anything that has to be decided tonight.
No,
the
but
date.
no, but if we're not meeting before the board meets, the board is gonna make a decision about
Okay.
date for that
Okay,
and what they're willing to do.
Yeah.
So,
you know, early August would be my suggestion, just to
okay.
push it out, and then you'd have time till the fundraiser. So,
okay, I'm gonna suggest first week in August,
okay,
first weekend in August.
okay.
Okay.
Okay,
It's that Saturday.
What's that?
What's that Saturday? What's the date on that Saturday?
It is the 3rd. No, wait, I'm in July, sorry. It's, no, the first
it was a Sunday.
Saturday is a 7th. Or I'm coming back on I'll be gone to the 31st of July. So, I mean, you can certainly have it without me, but
No.
I'm just saying, but maybe we should do that 7th for town picnic.
I think it's
August 7th.
Yeah.
it's always tough in the summer to find, like,
Because everyone does their different things.
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
busy every single weekend. I mean, it's crazy right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Me too.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
Understood.
I'll be there.
Okay, the Moonlight in Vermont fundraiser, Brian Harris isn't here, but he relayed that he did go to the Pownal Center Fire meeting and they're willing to help with that fundraiser.
Oh, good.
The sheriff responded that he's willing to send folks. So I also have a meeting with Pastor Jason at Faith Church to see if we can get the church involved in that.
That's great.
And then my next thing is to work with Tim to establish the website for registrations.
So also the Pownal regulators said they would
Oh,
either
yes.
do the end water stop with like a little celebration or a couple of water stops.
Okay,
Depending
great,
on what you want.
great. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay. All right, and then the next item is the library transforming communities, and I kind of talked about that. Did you want to?
Yeah, so we met with Jen, the librarian, and she received a grant that's specifically for libraries getting involved in their local communities. And she, it's $3,000 and she wants it to go to this park. So Jennifer and I met, but it's her decision how to use the money, right? So Jennifer and I went and discussed the certain, some things that we were talking about. And so she is funding, the library is funding the shade feature, the picnic tables, which we reached out to Cindy Legg and Lisa Missbrenner, I believe is how you say her last name. And they built 3 huge picnic tables for us at cost. They did not charge us for the labor. So we had all the lumber delivered to them. And then it's also covering the bulletin board. Am I missing anything?
A lending library. is
And
the
we're going to
hopeful.
set up, and we're also hoping to do one of those little kits with the lending library in it. which is, so the library has really just shown up for us for this. And I think it's I'm really excited about that relationship we have with them right now. And, having that outdoor shade area, she's going to have some like outdoor story hours there, and that can certainly go into the fall. And we can roll those things out and put them back out.
We
next
can
year.
also take advantage, but
Mhm.
use Jen's wonderful collection of things to borrow.
Oh, yes, her
Yes.
library of things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the wintertime,
snowshoes.
snowshoes.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I think we can partner pretty easily.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
One thing that she talked about with that grant was that she needs to host some kind of a community discussion. So the town picnic might be an opportunity. And so one thing I was kind of thinking of is as we move forward, it would be nice to have some community input
Yeah.
on what they would like to see, kind of. We're moving ahead with this park, but what else are some ideas that folks have for town-owned lands? So that's all I was thinking, is it might be an opportunity. I don't know if she wants to host the discussion, then she has to host a discussion. It's part of the grant. But if not, maybe we could have
Well, maybe we could have it
surveys or
in
something.
conjunction with her at the library. I think it's not real. I wouldn't want to make that in conjunction with the picnic, I don't think.
Okay,
I do think at the picnic though, however, someone should stand up and say welcome, and these are the things that, just want to, here's some things we're working on, and then maybe have be able to announce, we really want to invite the community to come. We're going to discuss future plans for fundraising, and we'd love to hear your ideas about, and we can maybe talk about that at the picnic.
Okay.
And I think Peter would be really good at doing that. And if he didn't want to do it, I certainly could stand up. I'm loud. Me and Peter can tag team that.
There you go.
Okay.
I was a soccer goalie, so my voice carries.
Yeah, I have no problem. I have no problem being heard.
yeah, I just think it's a good opportunity if we have the community together for the picnic to solicit some feedback and.
I think we should put out a couple things. One is a donation bucket. Seriously, like for Parks and Rec, and people can put $5.50 in there if they want, or nothing. And I think maybe put out a suggestion box and say, I've been pointed out, look, there's the suggestion box and we hope you'll fill it out, but we're going to give you another opportunity. We're hoping in mid-September, we're going to have a community meeting at the library or here under the shade.
Yeah.
And we'll just have a conversation about what you'd like to see happen, not just in this space, but other town-owned lands.
Yeah.
For recreation, not
Yes.
other things.
Yes, right.
We're not talking about trash on Route
No,
7,
no,
right?
we're not.
Okay.
Parks
I
and
mean,
Rec.
we do talk about trash on Route 7, but
Parks
not
and Rec.
us, right?
So, okay, yeah, that'd be great. We can work that out with Jen.
Yeah.
To come up with that date. So it is pretty exciting. I think when you see all the new things come together
Mhm.
down at the park, I think it will generate more excitement in town, or more interest at least, in that things are improving here.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that anyway. All right, under the committee, nominate new secretary. We don't have to do that because Peter has agreed to stay on for the time being as secretary. So thank you very much. And since our last few meetings, Joyce has resigned from the committee. I'm trying to think who else.
Fred.
Oh yeah, Fred. So, there is something nice about having a small committee in terms of meeting a quorum. So, but, at the same time, we do need folks to help. So if you know of anyone that might be interested, or,
Doesn't want to commit, maybe just
right, doesn't want to commit,
come and hang out with us when
Yeah.
you can.
Or
and
maybe could-
volunteer.
has a different perspective on recreation in Pownal, or something we're not covering here, just someone that's, adds to more diversity to the group, or anyone you can think of like that. I think that would be very helpful. Okay. So, we're cruising right through this tonight. All right. Peter did hand around the minutes from the May 10th meeting. I don't have it on the agenda, but I think we should approve the minutes.
I make a motion.
Second.
Discussion? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we don't have to be so formal here. I love that. It's like other things, it's very, very formal.
Well,
that
and you
I
don't have to
prefer
take roll call because we don't have any members on Zoom.
Oh. Okay, interesting. So with that, our next meeting date isn't, it's, the second Tuesday in July isn't until July 13th. So that is a whole month away, and I sort of feel like we have a lot to do.
So let's move it.
So
Let's move it. I'm gonna be leaving soon after that anyway, so. How about the 6th?
What's the 4th of July weekend?
Tuesday.
Yeah, but everybody will be back. by
Yeah,
then.
that's
It'll be
Tuesday.
you can either
Tuesday,
do
yeah.
June 29th or July
I'm like,
6th.
So
We'll be
June,
back.
so June
might be
29th, you can certainly have it. I'm in residency that entire week. I won't be able to be there.
Okay,
But you can,
yeah, I'm
Let
good.
me know and
I'm
tell me
good
what to do.
either. I'm good either way. I just want to make sure how do the dates sound for everyone? If you had to pick and keep the 13th meeting, or do I move it a week later, or what would you
I could do the date.
do the date? Okay,
Either one.
We can also do the 6th.
okay. All right, we'll go with the 6th, and then we'll come up with a date after that. But in the interim, we'll definitely communicate by email and text.
yeah, if we're just planning, there's no quorum, but we don't make decisions in this. There's
No,
no decision,
no.
right? So we can have, I think there's more liberality for us to be able to have a discussion by email because we're not deciding anything. You know what I mean? We're not
Yeah.
judicial in any way. So I think, hey, are you grabbing that? Can you meet us there? That kind
Yeah,
of thing is
I just want
fine.
to make sure we keep moving forward.
Yes.
In order to meet that, whatever date the picnic is. It's gonna take a few weekends of coordination to get everything done. So I just want to make sure, as everyone's schedules are so busy and
Mhm.
vacations and kids and schools out and all that stuff, that we continue to move forward. Okay, is there any other business that anyone?
Just
has?
one quick one.
Sure.
Water. Not necessarily for filling up ice rinks, but being able to finish off after a snow and shovels, nice to get a nice surface on there. But I keep driving by the splash pad in Bennington,
Oh, it would be wonderful to have a water feature there in the summer. Are you kidding me?
and I'm just talking about out of a hose.
Yeah, sprinkler,
Well, yes.
Pownal style splash pad.
And at Happy Valley, we've got all kinds of 1-inch pipe, 3/8 inch pipe. We could construct something not big, but if we have access to water, which means, wouldn't it be great to have a spigot on the far side of the parking lot
Yeah.
that gives
Are
us,
we, but are we in fire district 2? Because we're talking what water, because you're gonna drain a well. Right? I drain a well when I put on the sprinkler for my kids, even though they're grown, we don't really do it so much anymore. But when I used, we would drain the well like in 30
well, we can
minutes.
find out what the,
Yeah.
I would just
what
be,
the-
that's what would be my concern.
yes, I understand.
Unless we put it on some sort of timer so that it
That's right.
turned on for 10 minutes, then went off for 10 minutes, and then,
Yes, well, however,
yeah.
we can make it work, depending on the volume that well produces, which I can't remember, but it did.
The one from
success-
Bartels? you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did successfully water the community garden for 3 years, and that was a good deal of water.
Yeah, it's a pretty substantial amount of water.
I'd be awesome to have I've always said that, and just a creative splash pad.
Yeah.
You're right,
Yeah,
PVC piping.
Yep.
Features with poke holes in it, let it rain down on, I think that's pretty cool.
They're very popular. I mean, they're hugely popular.
It's
I'd
water of
run
any
around
kind.
with
All
one.
you need is water pouring from something in the
Yeah.
summer, and kids are gonna be in it,
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't care if it's $100,000 plus
Bucket.
Right.
splash pad versus PVC pipe raining
Yeah.
on them.
No, I agree. The only other item I wanted to ask about was, as we look at other town-owned lands. We originally talked about the connection to the Taconic Trail system through the, I don't know where that is, and I've just been reading, like I read the budget that was passed in Vermont, and there seems like there's going to be some recreational grant opportunities.
Okay, so from what I understand, this is what I understand about that. We have access to our land that's on the New York side through New York. So what I had always said, there's a very large grant program that works with communities that are intrastate. So we were able to start a conversation with, I think that's Petersburg.
Petersburg.
And that if there was someone there that was the official there that was interested in working with us, we could go for that grant program together. And my idea was a footbridge, because there is no way to access our Vermont side of the land from New York. Like you can, there's access. We own some land on the other side of the river, and you can access that part of it from New York. But you cannot get, unless you got a boat, you can't get across the river. So one of the ideas that I had was that, or it was, that actually was my idea. I forgot who had it, but it was like this idea of a large grant to build a footbridge. Then that removes our problem of access.
Where are you looking at for that bridge?
I have no idea.
Where
It
the
was just,
trailhead is, and I don't know.
I am not familiar with
Okay.
the inside of that land. I'm speaking in huge generalities right now.
I'm
like-
not familiar either. I was hoping Brian Harris was here because he had mentioned before there might have been some access off of Snake Hill or something like that, where you could go up some properties.
They've been trying to,
The
from what I
board is
recall,
working on it. Long time trying to get
long time
access.
trying to get access.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I guess it has not.
I know
been-
Mike Gardner said he was wanting to work on that a little bit, so I can add that to my discussion with him about where we're at, but that's just like a seed of an idea. And there's a really great woman, her name is Christy Farnham, and she runs these huge grant programs. And I had a great long conversation with her when I first got on board here. And she's very supportive of the town moving towards big programs like that. We weren't quite ready last year. We didn't have the capacity, but we've built some since then. But we would have to start a conversation with Petersburg. Might be worth a conversation with her. Maybe you and I can.
Right. I just think this is like the stimulus money from the American Rescue Act and all that. This is one time. So they're
Well, I know we're
spending
getting.
this money.
It's separate from the other
Yes,
amount? Okay.
separate from the other amount that Vermont has put into the budget for outdoor recreation.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure we're, thinking about these things, because I don't know when these opportunities for this kind of money would present themselves.
Reach out to
Again.
Tim. Tim is really following all of that very closely.
Okay.
He will help. And Megan is also on top of like that. I know we've been following the other money, which is for the municipalities. So if we
Very
can put
interested
that
in
one
that,
on,
by the way.
well,
I've been looking at how other municipalities are spending theirs.
yeah. They put restrictions around it. We're trying to see how creative we can be about it,
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
But that whole idea of that land and through, what is the land called down there? It's like some person's name.
is it Stromeyer?
Yeah, the Stromeyer, like
Yeah.
recreation.
Your
or
recreational
trust-
area or something like
trust,
that, yeah.
Like, or whatever. I don't know anything about the access to it. I know
There's none.
I know that,
Not even from Vermont side, there's no access? to
There's
Vermont
no access.
Right, so-
That's always been the problem. We cannot
Wow.
access, we're landlocked.
so that's why I was,
There's secret places, like there's private land that people,
Yeah.
they'll let people through, but there's no official access. You can't, there's no place that people can park their car and just walk in
Mhm.
unless they have permission from the landowner. So, because it would be great to have ATV trails in there.
it'd be great to have any kind of
Any-
recreation
right.
that you could,
Right.
you could get there. I did look up who manages the Taconic Crest Trail. So there is a group that manages that.
Mhm.
But again, like I'm speaking in generalities. I have no idea where this Stromeyer.
I would like, I think, you know what I think should happen? Maybe a couple reps from Parks and Rec should come to the next select board meeting and say, and give an update. We'll give an update and say, here's where we're at with all of our things. And then say, this is our next question. And we want to work with you, and where are you guys at with it, and bring it to the board. More people watch those meetings as well. So that might bring more input as well. That's
Okay.
my suggestion.
So I know we're
Do you want to
focusing,
stick that on the agenda for then?
Sure.
Okay.
we're focusing a lot of energy on the Center Street Park, which we should be, but I want to be mindful of these other,
We should, but we should also make it through a season of just really doing a bang up job down there, I think,
Yeah.
and making sure everything is, you know, because I know my tendency is to take on too many things.
yeah, I don't want to take on too many, but I think that the grant, I think the grants are like the application, the things are coming out like later this year and the
So then I throw-
construction
Yeah.
are
It
is
depends.
next year.
Well, no, it depends. There's certain, like, for instance, Better Places grant comes out twice a year. There's different grants in every season. There's always something we'll be able to
Right, I'm
chase.
talking about the ones that I read about the stimulus, the extra.
Oh, this one,
stimulus.
yes,
The
okay.
extra stimulus monies is being, funneled to outdoor recreation through VORAC and
Okay.
those things. So it's like, the minimum grant is like $100,000. It's the minimum,
Nice.
right? That's what I was
Wow.
thinking.
But we ain't getting a footbridge for that, so we have to be very smart about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And
But
then I
maybe we
know,
could buy access.
no, I know, but in North Adams.
We could buy an access to
at
someone's
the
land.
tourists hotel or whatever you want to call it, they've installed a footbridge over the Hoosick River. A
Down
suspension.
to tourists?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, field trip.
right.
Oh,
They have
it's
really
so-
good cocktails there too.
I mean, it's a
They do.
beautiful thing.
You want to go for a field trip,
Mhm.
Tiffany?
And they have all these art installations along their path or something like that.
Have you guys
Where
ever
is
been to
that
the
at?
Bridge of Flowers?
Yep.
It's in North, it's right across from Stop and Shop.
Stop and Shop North Adams.
It looks like it should be nothing, but it
On the
used
other
to be,
side.
it used to be a motel, just a regular
Yeah.
old motel, like any of
The
these hotels.
Redwood.
And they covered it in cedar or siding or something, and they have amazing food, great bartend, like cocktails. Apparently the rooms are really high end. They've done a really great thing over there, and I didn't know they had a footbridge, but I was saying, if you've been to the Bridge of Flowers, have you been to the Bridge of Flowers?
I've been a long time ago.
No. Well, anyway, it's a cool thing where it's like, that is attraction of its own, where it's an old rail bridge and they plant litter boxes and it has all these beautiful flowers in it, and they open it up during the summer season. It's in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. Well, it's down near my new place. So you can come visit me there and walk the Bridge of Flowers. It's beautiful.
They just reopened it. It was closed.
Yeah, I know, we've been waiting. So Bella went down there, but that's something like that sounds great. I mean, maybe, I should reach out and ask, how much did you pay for your footbridge?
Right, so that's what I'm saying is like other folks are finding
know.
accommodations.
Williamstown.
Well, it's actually North Adams.
North Adams.
Oh, they
But
have
it
more
was
people.
done well.
It was done well. Okay. I
Mhm.
think it's worth a trip to go look at.
The
Cocktails
owner,
after
one of
walking
the
the footbridge.
folks with tourists is on another board than I'm on.
You're probably
Eric?
right.
Eric Kearns.
I
Yes,
know,
he's on
yeah.
another board than I'm
Yep,
on.
yep.
Um,
He's
So they're developing a path from Masmoka, the Ashewilticook Trail that currently runs from Pittsfield to Adams is being extended into North Adams. And then they're looking at extending it from Masmoka to that motel, right? And then it's going to go from there to where the spruces used to be, where that
Yeah,
park
They're
is.
doing a lot of work in spruces there.
Yeah,
for that trail,
and it's
yeah.
gonna come into Williamstown.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying they have a longer term plan, but they're finding grant monies and other monies for outdoor recreation. So I'm hoping we can do that, but I'm not sure what we're looking for because I don't know the area. So I think a field trip, or asking the select board would be great.
I really think you, I
When
think
is the
you
next
at least
meeting?
should come, maybe you, anyone who wants to represent.
I have a
Come-
board meeting the 24th.
When's our next meeting, do you know? Thursday?
I believe that is the 24th
Yeah, that makes sense. So
or the 23rd.
24th. It's the 24th.
Yep. So I have a board meeting that night.
Okay, so Peter, Brian, would you like to come, or I mean, you can come to
July
me. I'm not asking you not
June.
personal, just.
June, excuse me. June.
Sorry,
You get
August.
too many meetings. I'm not
I
trying to
know.
make you come.
May
Oh,
7th.
boy, this is what happens when you leave the door open.
So,
Hi, Ryan.
Brian, would you be able to come to that one?
I think so.
Yeah, it
Okay.
didn't really start.
No, we're in a meeting already. We're in Parks and Rec meeting.
Oh, Parks and Rec. The
Yeah.
other one starts at 7, right?
Yeah,
I got 20 minutes to sit there.
you do.
There you
You
go.
do. Have a
There
seat.
you go.
I need
Um,
a chair one.
Yeah, do you want to come and help
Thanks.
represent the two of you guys? And
I
I'll,
have to check my calendar.
okay. I mean, I'll be there for sure, but I too much Rebecca talking, so. Okay,
All right. So no other business? Any public comment? No? Okay. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
any discussion?
try not to jump on it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.